North Carolina has been losing its job force. It seems that every day we're losing jobs. They're either going overseas or they're going to another state, or just closing altogether because of some tax laws or something to that effect. I'm a small business owner, and it's tough even for me to grow my business here in Asheville, let alone Western North Carolina. So how can you help, or what will you do to help Western North Carolina get its jobs back so that we see less drug deals and we see less theft and we see less people on food stamps and things of that nature?
All right, well, let's talk about that. A job is your best social service. The other party likes to treat people as pets and put them on welfare and food stamps and public housing and other things, and I defy anybody to show me any of those initiatives that uplift people. They do just the opposite. Anytime when you start questioning, have some questions about that stuff, go for a drive in public housing and see how so many people are having to live under very harsh circumstances in this city, often with a drug dealer corrupting your children down on the street corner. What we've done in America, we're losing our competitive edge. We're not losing our creativity. We're not losing our willingness to work hard. But we are over-regulating ourselves. We have a fear-based economic system. You know, part of the gasoline problem is we won't put in refineries. The ecological extreme have kidnapped reason, in my view, and we're between regulation, governmental control, bureaucracy, we're affecting our ability to compete on the world market, so jobs go elsewhere. That's scary because jobs are our best social service, and I don't care what anybody says. Service jobs do not provide the same thing that manufacturing jobs do. Service jobs, thank goodness we have them, but manufacturing jobs provide a stability, a structure, a value to people's lives that a lot of folks miss, and it's been amazing what's happened in the past 10 years. Now, I don't think the key is to do what we did with the state government did and give artificial subsidies to the two tire companies. We don't want to lose those companies, but everybody's struggling you can't give a subsidy to. That's socialism, folks. But what we can do, to me, North Carolina is the worst of all worlds. High taxation, high regulatory control, and then we're going to give you subsidies to keep you here and keep you from going to China. Well, a smarter play is to remember we have a free enterprise system, a free market economy. Let's work on getting the regulations and the rules down, condensed, narrowed, practical. Let's get bureaucracy and government out of everybody's pocket. Let's try to create a climate where we can hold on to good jobs where we can be competitive and create new ones where the new opportunities arise. But I share your sadness and concern with the erosion of our manufacturing jobs. That well, let me stop there. I will say one more thing. China. China practices unfair trade practices with us. It is not okay. It's not all right that they do that, and it's not all right that we let them do that. And part of it is the fault of us. We're willing to buy those goods. Another part of it is our government looks away. But we're very short-sighted. We're giving a big chunk of our future to China. And folks, that's a pretty big country and a powerful country. And we're funding the most rapid development of their military that's gone on in history. And that is a concern. And something that, to get to your specific question, a manufacturer in Western North Carolina can come up with a new product, patented, and that product can be out on the street in China in a matter of a few short months. That patent means nothing. That protection means nothing. They are free to steal whatever they want to and ignore copyright laws. So talk about functioning in another rigged lottery.
Yeah.
We got all these rigged lotteries, including the one in North Carolina. I don't know, it may not be rigged, but it certainly is nonsense. Another rigged lottery where we're playing in a game where they've got the rules aren't fair. Excuse me for
No,
carrying
no,
on.
no, no. I was wanting to hear more what you had to say. Do you think something like and this is an off-the-wall question, do you think something like a higher tariff or some kind of major taxation for every import would help keep a business in America? For example, if they were really, really penalized. I'm not talking about just your small tariff taxes or anything like that. I'm talking about real serious penalization.
I really am a conservative Republican, and I'm not going to get excited about any taxes. But what I will get excited about is fair trade policies. That if what's fair for the goose is fair for the gander, and America plays behind the 8 ball all the time, and they're sapping our strength and sapping our resources by doing that.
I think what you said earlier, Dr. Mumpower, about loosening the regulations on some of the businesses here, the productions here, to be more competitive. It would open up a more free market where we could compete, and I think that was a good issue that you brought out.
Well, thank you. One of the things that concerns me, and I've learned this from local government, the greatest erosion of our freedoms, I believe, in America right now is occurring at the local level, not at the federal level. I mean, they've been taking them away for years and ignoring the Constitution. But at the local level, here in Asheville, we're regulating pumpkin sales now. We've had a horrible problem with pumpkin sales. I mean, it's overwhelming the community. We're regulating guys with chicken costumes on, you know, and the American flag. Now, it's very important that I love this one, by the way. We don't want. When I tried to bring the illegal immigration issue forward twice, oh no, we can't get into that. That's a federal issue.
Yes.
Federal rules. But by golly, let somebody put a flag on top of a fireworks tent, and suddenly this is an Asheville City issue that we have to enforce federal flag policy. Now, it's not as simple as that, because we did have rules on the book, but the justification for those rules is federal flag policy, and there was deliberation on it on Tuesday. I think that's nonsense. Stealing people's slopes. Go ahead, Richard. You were going to say something.
I was just going to. I think we have about 5 minutes left. I know you've got to go somewhere, so I wanted to just really ask you about the national debt, because that is a big issue with everybody. And would you touch base on that?
Yes, my pleasure. Last time I looked, 8.8 trillion is probably $8.5 trillion. That's inconceivable. Represents, if memory serves me, $30,000 for every man, woman, and child in America. I'm not doing the math, I'm tired, but and you know, that doesn't count our entitlement programs. So when you start adding up our entitlement programs, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, it's some phenomenal figure, like $400,000 per man, woman, and child in America. We're spending today at the expense of our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren tomorrow. We're skating through today to their detriment, and I think that's wrong. Our government should not live better than the people should. Our government should not be bigger than the people. The people should be bigger than the government. And that's not a cute slogan. I really mean that. I mean it at the local level here in Asheville, and I mean it in Washington, and that's not what we have now. And I think it's terribly disingenuous for us to pretend everything's okay when we're really betraying our children and grandchildren.